Coming up on another episode of Through The Turnstiles, the most hated club in England, with an uninhabited atmosphere and attendance. Close to uninhabited limbs, the Crawley fans kind enough to show them how to produce an atmosphere. The joys of playing football without VAR scrutinising every move you make. Exactly how not to defend. How to not take a penalty. And how to not let opposition fans dominate your home atmosphere. MK Dons, the most hated football club in England, so they say. Very similar looking titles from content creators about MK Dons too. Okay, so yes, I did jump the bandwagon a little bit here, guilty. But the word hated is really strongly associated with this football club in all fairness. In this episode of Through the Turnstiles, we will cover this unique kind of hatred MK Dons is at the back end of. To summarise a long story short, Wimbledon FC, as they were once called, were in the mud due to poor ownership and financial issues. Plough Lane could not fit the criteria to become an all-seater stadium, so resorted to sharing with Crystal Palace at their ground Sellers Park. Now here's another key term that's going to get chucked around a lot in this video. Franchise. I'm not going to bother to try and explain how they do it over in America, but just bear with me for a sec. Franchise in sport, by definition, is the model in sports management which implies that the governing body organises and manages the sports leagues or clubs that can be referred to as the franchisor. What I do know is, in this table below, that basketball clubs around America, for example, get relocated everywhere around the country. In a nutshell, though, this is what franchising is. And the club was relocated as a supposed successor to respectable club Wimbledon FC. But, as I said, this doesn't work in England. Because you just cannot buy identity or culture from somewhere that has already flourished and then relocate it 30 miles away. You see, this is when I say this respectfully, without slagging off our transatlantic governors, that sporting culture in America is not the same as how it is over here in England and Europe. I'm not saying that our culture is superior or better than yours, but what I am saying is it's very different. I love football and I love the community aspects of it, and in Through the Turnstiles, this is what we are there for. It's why we call it the beautiful game, but this was just something that was not grasped by businessman Pete Winkleman. He is the man that made this relocation happen. He couldn't use a giant stadium to justify the standards of non-league Buckinghamshire-based football clubs, so he of course went for an administration-riddled club. As a result, Wimbledon were relocated and renamed MK Dons in 2004. I mean, I am older than this football club, and it is in fact the youngest club in the country. The first and hopefully last franchise of a football club. And we have seen MK Dons thrash Man United 4-0 in the League Cup, produce a great promising player like Dele Alli, had a season in the Championship, and now they find themselves in a League 2 playoff second leg against Crawley Town, where they lost 3-0 in the first one. Perhaps a fight back on the day for us neutrals to enjoy. Now, I know that I have slagged MK Dons off a lot, and I even did a video on Wimbledon MK Dons, which, if you want to see a more in-depth history of how this whole rivalry came about, then I'll leave a video in the description below. Thank you as well for helping me reach the 19,000 subscribers. I do really appreciate it. But what I do want to say though is that I don't really want to enter into MK Dons with already the mindset that I'm going to hate this football club, because I've never been there before, and it would just be really unfair, I think, to just go just because of what everyone is saying. I mean, let's put things into perspective really. I could be under the age of 20, let's say, and I live in Milton Keynes, and my nearest club is MK Dons, and that's where my family and my friends go to watch the football, and I get to go and socialise there, get to go and follow a club up and down the country because it is my local. You can't hold it against the fans, which is what my point is. Let's get going to the game. I always love to start my day off Through the Turnstiles with a sunny temperature. Let's just put things into perspective. I don't live too far from Wimbledon, so let's just imagine I'm a Wimbledon fan that has accepted the distance to MK. I would have to be travelling 20 miles out of London, away from my comfort and familiar zones. But in reality, I am right now just questioning why we are drawing 1-1 to a side that is struggling to stay in the Prem. As much as we all love the pros of a lovely sunny temperature in London, you always get thirsty and sweating on the tube. and I spot something which makes me realise there's only one thing that I need right now. That is a Carlsberg Pilsner for the train journey.
That's actually a very satisfying sound.
And some more good news, Pedro Porro managed to find net in the final minutes of the game. Big Ange, I never doubted you. About 30 minutes later and a total travelling time of over an hour, we have made it to MK. And conveniently, we only needed to wait 1 minute to take us from the station to the stadium, because that stadium is actually in the middle of nowhere. But the stadium actually does look all right, in all fairness. It's surrounded by plenty of other outlets as well. I mean, you could even go to the cinema, for example. When you look at this stadium, you would think you're seeing a Championship or Premier League side, but you have to remind yourself, this is actually a stadium of a League 2 club. Let's make our way through the turnstiles and explore what's inside of this stadium. And I'm not sure if I ever seen when going through the concourse, you can actually see the pitch as well at the same time. As I've said, I have to remind myself that what you see here is not a Premier League or Championship ground. It is a League 2 ground. When you go to Championship, League 1, League 2 grounds, sometimes you can see pitches in poor conditions, but this pitch looks like it's a Premier League condition. And this is by far the comfiest seat I've ever sat on. But I'm a bit shocked at how many empty seats there are. I knew it would be empty, but not this empty. I'm going to be dead honest here. I think that is one of the worst football clubs in the country. I wanted to give them a chance, but I actually saw, although not caught on camera, a lot of football fans wearing different club shirts like Tottenham, Arsenal, Watford, Chelsea, even a Liverpool shirt. I just don't get this club. I don't get what the relocation purpose was. I don't think there's any football initiative into it. And quite frankly, I don't have any plans to visit this stadium anytime soon. That's it for an episode of Through the Turnstiles this season. I'm not sure if there'll be another one, but there'll be more next season. Just want to say thank you so much for all the love and support. A special shout out as well to the Crawley Town fans. Brilliant support, rocking atmosphere. Don't mind them if they go up. I think they deserve it. Good luck for your playoff final, and I'll see you all next season. Over and out.